Hearth is the continent that Ontari and Vulpin live on. The Vulpin rules the southern part of Hearth by a parliament system. The Ontari rule the northern part of Hearth by a union system of many factions that do not want what the Vulpin want. The Vulpin want to revive the Solemn Kingdom, the Ontari wishes to bring an end to the era of Solemn and bring about a new era. This reveal of the Solemn Kingdom that the Vulpin fight for is believed that it will bring about peace and order to Hearth. The Ontari wants a new era and an end to the Solemn Kingdom because they believe that the Vulpin and Solemn Kingdom to be incompetent and dictators. The Ontari believe themselves to be wiser and more reasonable and practical than the Vulpin. The Vulpin claims to be fighting for honor, so for the kingdom and for a great cause which is peace and order for Hearth, and sees the Ontari as rebels and as a great injustice to the kingdom, and therefore the Vulpin seek to punish the Ontari, traitors to the Solemn Kingdom you can say. The Ontari said they wish to forge a new Hearth in their image which would be bold and fearless and adventurous dreamers. The Vulpin claims to fight for the weak and be righteous and fight injustice and also see these as the noblest of acts. The ally of the Ontari is the immense charisma of the Visan federal agency. The ally of the Vulpin is the distinguished authority of Este Senate. The introduction statement and ending statement of the Ontari recruitment message are: Intro, intrepid dreamers looking to begin a new era. Outro, if you are wise and rational, you are welcome to join under the Ontari flag and help bring in the dawn of the new era. The introduction statement and ending statement of the Vulpin recruitment message are: Intro, descendants of the kingdom motivated by honor and a great cause. Outro, if you understand honor and justice, then you are welcome to join the ranks of Vulpin and reassert justice in Hearth. The Vulpin and the Ontari both believe the ultimate power which lies beyond Alien is best to eliminate the other for good and achieve their desired goals. My thoughts: it appears to me that the Ontari are not practical and reasonable and wise but believe themselves to be, which does not make it so, but I see how their views are preferred and wanted and how these intrepid dreamers don't want to listen to anyone but themselves and just go about their adventuring and achieving their dreams, and under the rule of the Vulpin who seeks to maintain order and bring peace to Hearth, the Ontari wants would not be possible. They won't be as free as they like under the rule of Vulpin, and especially if the Vulpin succeed in the revival of the Solemn Kingdom. Hearth is such a dangerous place. It is needed for order and peace to exist, for safe havens to exist in Hearth, for the weak to be able to have a chance at survival. That's the honor and great cause that the Vulpin fight for. It's the noblest of acts, as they say. The Ontari is currently the most popular faction because they look cool and paint a picture that the Vulpin are bad. I believe that they are being lied to by their charmastic ally, the Visan Federal Agency. I'm sure the new era is the Visan Federal Agency becoming the new rulers of Hearth. Their ally sounds sly to me. The Ontari may just want to explore dungeons and fight monsters, but I don't think they care for the weak that dies from monsters. But it is possible for them to protect the weak and build safe havens, but it's not the highest of priority for them. If the Ontari obtains the ultimate power and drive out the Vulpin, then who would serve the weak? And again, I'm suspecting the Ontari's ally will backstab them, the Visan Federal Agency, and obtain the power for themselves and be the true evil or bad that the Ontari was led to believe that the Vulpin are. People often project the incompetent and dictators are the Visan Federal Agency, and the Ontari are victims in a sense, being led astray from the Vulpin, or say away from the Solemn Kingdom. The forced PvP for the Vulpin is the fight against injustice, and the punishment for the Ontari for being led astray from the kingdom and to add to stop the new era that would just bring an end to order and peace and bring chaos to all of Hearth. I do agree that the Vulpin is arrogant and they are fools to underestimate their enemies, saying that it is an inconceivable thought for the Ontari to reach the ultimate power that lies beyond Alien, but I think it's wrong for the Ontari to believe that the Ontari and Vulpin will never be able to go across Alien together. It's just that the Ontari want because they are against the reveal of the Solemn Kingdom, which does not appear to be such a bad thing. The forced PvP for the Ontari is to protect the freedom they seek, that new era of bold and fearless adventuring and achieving of dreams, but also to stop the reveal of the Solemn Kingdom. If you dislike forced PvP, you should not join the Ontari but the Vulpin. The Ontari had peace before they left to the northern part of Hearth to form a union against the Vulpin. The forced PvP for the Ontari is also a fight against order and peace and protection of the weak and honor and righteousness. In conclusion, I do think the Ontari faction is cooler and would like to be a part of it, but I do not believe the words they speak in their recruitment message are their own thoughts but that of their ally the Vissen Federal Agency, and also believe the new era they seek to bring to fruition they will fail at achieving it, not because the Vulpin would beat them to it but because their ally will backstab them for the ultimate power to establish a new era. The Vissen are the rulers of Hearth. It's a Game of Thrones, and the ones who claim to be wise and reasonable and more practical but not aware of the game that is at play, really says who the true fools are. The Ontari truly are just intrepid dreamers looking to begin a new era, but naive they are. My suggestions for players to enjoy the game: chose your faction wisely and aligned and resonate with what the faction is actually standing for. You can simply just side with the cool aspects, but this game is a Realm vs Realm MMORPG game. I want players to care to know if their faction is winning realm wars or not, so the game can have a competitive feeling. And not just casual feeling, but I understand it creates toxicity PvP, but you should not be that upset with PvP if you know why your faction is fighting. My suggestions to improve the game is to integrate a neutral faction, or maybe a neutral class or race at least. If integrating a new faction is too difficult for the developers to do, that is all, and we'll conclude this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you soon.